Hey everybody, I wanted to come out here and take a minute and talk about something that's kind of a controversial topic, or it can be, and that is, when is it okay to have weeds? I have a few situations that are completely different that I would like to say that I think right now it's okay for the plots to have weeds in. I try very hard to keep them weed free, grass free as much as possible. I have a lot of micro plots, so I have a lot to keep up with, and sometimes the smaller plots tends to be more work because you have more driving around, more different things that you have to do. If it was just 3 acres, it would just be easier to maintain, but with it being micro plots, they tend to all be different. The soil types, a lot of times what I have planted, and so with that, it gets a little bit overwhelming. So right now I have a plot that I'm going to show you. It's a very, very small plot. I call this Maddie's plot. And Maddie's plot is about 1/10 of an acre, maybe a little bit more. I'll slow down here. I have some more over here that opens it up, and over there I have another food plot. I have a food plot over there and over there. So I have a lot of food really, really close, but I kind of have a theory that with my property, only 60 acres, I need as much food as possible. And so everything that's reasonably flat, I put into food plots. So here's one that is real sporadic. It depends on how much time I have. But one thing that I've noticed is right now, I need to let it just kind of have weeds and not worry about it. I have a lot of other plots, a lot of other projects that I'm working on, so I need to kind of sacrifice this one a little bit until the fall. Now, I will come back and put some buckwheat in it because what I am missing is organic matter. And right now, that's why I want to bring this up, is the weeds and the different stuff in here is acting a little bit like a cover crop, because I have some crimson clover and some other clover that I've planted, not much, that I'm trying to get some organic matter in the soil. And so I'm building it up. So this is a project. And if I mow all this out, and it's going to rain next week, if I mow it all out to help with the clover, I'm likely going to burn a lot of it because it just doesn't have the moisture retaining properties that I need. So right now the weeds are helping me out. So I have a bucket right here. If you can see a thistle, I'm not completely neglecting it. I don't want things like thistles to get out of hand. So I came in here today and snipped the tops of them off, put them in the buckets. I'll come back and spray. I did spray a lot of them recently, and they're dying out, but I missed this little plot. Again, it's one that I forget and neglect. So I'm going to come back with this, but I'll do a little bit of a close-up and just show you what the soil looks like. Doesn't look really good, but right now I need weeds. I need this to be an ugly plot to help keep the ground as cool as possible until I can come back and get some buckwheat in here and some other stuff so I can have some organic matter building up. So when is weeds good? Right now, weeds are good for me. I want to show you another area and a different circumstance that I think the weeds are good. But first, what I want to do is I want to bring something up. Is I got a soil sample back from the plot that I did a video on recently. That we talked about the soil not being very good. I was really happy in a couple areas, and one of that is I need 1 ton of lime to bring the pH up. Now, something that was confusing, it was 5.8, and to bring it up to 7.65, I need 1 ton. I was a little shocked by that. I need to call them and find out. I expected to have a ton and a half or 2 tons. I also need 150 pounds of nitrogen, 95 pounds of phosphate, and 90 pounds of potash. So I do still have a lot of work I got to do up there, but it is better than I thought. About 3-4 weeks ago, I did put a half a ton down, and then I did the soil sample, put it in a bag, and then I spread it. So this is before that. So I'm already 1,000 pounds towards that ton. So I'll get another 1,000 pounds and we'll call it good. But anyways, I want to show you this other food plot and the reason behind needing weeds right now. Again, I'm not a candidate for you need weeds in your food plots. I personally like weed-free plots, but right now I need the weeds. So I hope you enjoy this, and we'll talk to you real soon. Over here at another plot that I have that I wanted to show you, and I talked about when is it okay to have weeds, and here's the other time that I think it's okay to have weeds. Recently dozed this area out, not very big, a little section right here. It's from where my gate, where I come in my property, but it's just this little area right here, and then also over there, opened it up a little bit more. So the plot is a lot bigger now, and so I had bare dirt over there, bare dirt over here. What I did was spread a lot of crimson clover. It's coming in. We're a little dry right now, but it is coming in. But I have a lot of weeds. A lot of this looks really good and green, but unfortunately it's really, really weedy. So the dilemma is, what do I do? I wanted to come in here, and now that I've got some of this clover going and the temperatures have warmed up, to put some buckwheat in to help out with it, but the weeds are taking over. So I can't really spray right now, because if I use 2,4-DB, from what I understand, I can't plant anything for about 20 days. It stays in the soil. Obviously, you can't use glyphosate, even though I've used about 1 ounce to a gallon on clover, and it just knocks it back a second. But this is new clover, and I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the weeds come up and hopefully not get out of hand until the fall. Then I'll terminate them, and then I'll clean it all up and plant my winter plots. But I will probably mow them once or twice just to keep them back. I don't want them going to seed. It's a weed that I wrestle with. I've talked about a little bit, and I don't like them. They're kind of one of my arch enemies, so to speak. But we will mow it. We will keep it under control. And right now we will allow them to help the clover come up and get established. And again, we'll burn them out in the fall. Back over there where I've got the other wider section is kind of the same thing. So we'll tackle that the same way. So again, when is weeds okay? Weeds are okay right now until the fall. Then I'm gonna get rid of them. So I just want to say thanks for watching. If you like what I'm doing, please let me know. If you need or if you want to see any other types of videos, please ask me. I've got a lot of content that I want to bring you. Again, I'm not an expert, but I do have a lot of experience just from sweat equity. So again, I appreciate you watching, and thanks for tuning in to Small Property Adventures.